For those of you who may be considering or are going gluten-free, I wanted to give you a little bit of my story. Perhaps this can help your process. So I had a lifelong issues with gut problems, right? Tremendous issues with bloating, distension, a lot of pain with that, constipation from a little kid. I had a lot of difficulties, and that moved into other areas as well. They got more severe with my gut later, but about 15 years ago, I started dabbling with the idea of going gluten-free. And I had to step into that one little piece at a time because gluten, like bread, was my complete comfort food. That's what I went to if I felt like I needed a little pick-me-up, if I felt a little down, if I just needed a quick snack. Like bread and butter was my go-to as a kid and a teenager and adult life. Like, it's looking back on it, it's like kind of shocking how much that was my go-to food item. And it was hard, right? It was hard to give that up, but I also felt that it was necessary because of things I've been reading, things I had actually learned from some other family members for how their health was improving without having gluten. So I decided to give it a go. And I'm going to encourage that when you're working into this, potentially just starting with one food item that you're swapping out. So whether that's like pasta, or for myself, I went ahead and just went straight in and switched out the bread. And yes, I didn't like it. And especially back then, it was a lot drier and crumbly and kind of flavorless compared to some of the much better options now. But the point is like starting somewhere. And so doing that made me realize that there was something to this because I started having less bloat. It started being easier to use the restroom. I wasn't just in this constant flux of pain through my abdomen. And, I could see that things were going to start getting better. Now, for myself, it wasn't like the full picture, but it was enough that made me realize how much food is connected to gut health and how much food is connected to how we feel. How we want to feel, how we don't want to feel. Let these be our choices for how we want to be showing up in life, how we want to be crafting our life. And in the end, here we are 15 years later. And yes, there were times where I wasn't as good about it, but I'd say the last about 13 years, I have been solid with 100% gluten-free diet. And if I have a little bit accidentally, like I immediately know. It is a huge problem. And so that's just reinforced for me that I want to feel good. So at this point, like, I don't mind. I don't mind being gluten-free because I feel so much better. So drop a comment if I can help you with anything or if you have anything to add, like how's your gluten-free journey going?